Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hey, this is your host, Demetrius, here with the PPP, Panthers Prime Podcast. Hey, man, hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. I know I am. Hey, it's the day before game day, baby. Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans, man. Hey, it may be a light show going on, man. And by lights, I mean they may be lighting up the scoreboard. Will Levis and Bryce Young may be tearing it up tomorrow, man. Real quick, Poppy Dangerfield, what's up, man? Keep pounding. Yo, KJ the Great, #1. What's good, man? What's good? What's going on, Rawak? How you doing, boss? Yeah, man. Donald Bond, what's up, man? Hey, Marshall, what's going on? What's going on with you? Hope y'all having a good Saturday, man. You know, my Saturday was pretty good today, man. Had a birthday party for my 3-year-old son. Had cake and ice cream, pizza and stuff, man. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. I hope y'all had a good Saturday, man. Hey, y'all see the title. I ain't gonna pull Unc's card, but y'all see what I'm talking about today. Bryce Young will become an elite quarterback. Bryce Young will become an elite quarterback. Now, I know that there's been a lot of, conversations that's been going on over the past, I want to say probably about 4 or 5 weeks now. Real quick, Supernova Moore, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, fam? That's right. Happy holidays. Hey, I hope y'all, all right, now listen, before we get into the content, today's Saturday. Thanksgiving was on Thursday. Today is the last acceptable day to be eating them leftovers. Now, I'm going to give y'all till today. Tomorrow, like Ply says, Sunday, you pushing it. Monday, you're out of control. Tuesday, you're going to the hospital. Wednesday, dead. You still eating on Thanksgiving on Wednesday of the following week, dead. I'm telling you that right now. Today's the last acceptable day that I won't give you a side eye. You know, everything done got real good and, that flavor done mixed in. I'll give you to today. Tomorrow, I'm giving you the side eye. Monday, all right, bro. Tuesday, hey, if you in Charlotte, you're about to go on up to the atrium. You're going to atrium. Wednesday, hey, swing home, sweet chariot. Hey, coming forth to carry you straight to the crib. All right, so that's just a little update for you guys that want to hold on to leftovers too long. Oh, man. Omar said, hey, don't do it. Hey, are you guys, am I talking about you guys? Are y'all the ones that eat on Thanksgiving, leftovers to the next week? I know a couple people that still keep, man, they refrigerate them joints and they freeze it. I don't get it. I'm not eating collard greens that have been frozen, cooked, frozen, then recooked. I ain't doing that, man. Hey, go ahead and throw them things out, man. Get some new ones. Absolutely, man. I'll tell him happy birthday, man. He and that knocked out right now, man. Yo, I appreciate it. Donna B. What's going on, man? Omar, yeah. Hey, you guys know a couple people like that, man. Yo, SC Space, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Saturday, hey, that's right. Saturday, hey, they still good on Saturday. They still good. Friday, we let it sit. We came back for more. And then Saturday, we let it sit a little bit. And I got all that good flavor in there. Now, Sunday, you're out of control a little bit, but I'm good. Monday, hey, look here now. I'm about to punch you dead in your chest. All right? You're showing out now. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. So that's right, Donna. Today's the last day. Today's the absolute, today's the last day. Today's the last day. If y'all see someone sick next week or you don't see him on, the podcast, man, you know what done happened. They done went down there to Atrium. If you in Rock Hill, you done went down there to Riverwalk, Riverview. You done went down there. You done got sick, went down to urgent care. They had to get you. You had to stick you with a little a little penicillin. You done got food poisoning. But anyway, real quick, guys, if y'all haven't, please subscribe to Panthers Prime Podcast. We are over 1,000. We are at 1,020 subscribers, and I'm so grateful, so thankful to all you guys who have subscribed to Panthers Prime Podcast. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, we got some more things coming with the platform. Still waiting on some other things with the platform as far as on the side with YouTube for monetization. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to bring this content because I like to do it regardless if I'm getting paid or not. Not getting paid would be nice. But it is what it is. People still making sandwiches. Hey man, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with a little ham, cheese, turkey mix with some white bread, and a glass of Kool-Aid. I get it, I understand. But y'all eating macaroni and cheese and hog mog and all that other stuff like that, man. Hey, you're out of control if you're eating it past today. Your inside's going thank you really, really good if you eat it on Monday. Yeah, it's going to be a tug of war in your stomach. Anyway, let's get off that. Yeah, man. It's cooked, then frozen, then reheated. Let's go. Poppy, you out of control. Today's the last day you can do that, Poppy. All right? Today's the last day. All right. Let's get into this thing, man. So you guys see the title of the podcast. Bryce Young will become an elite QB. Right. I do believe that. I know someone wrote on there saying this is clickbait. This is not clickbait. I honestly feel that Bryce Young will become an elite quarterback. Now, catch the wording. Will become an elite quarterback. And there's a couple reasons why I say that. At the beginning of the season, Scott Fitterer, David Tepper, all these guys who are in upper management, who are in charge of the roster building, lied to us and said that every position upgraded except for one. And we as Carolina Panthers fans, we ran with that. And we said, oh, it may be C.J. Henderson. Oh, it may be, the offensive line. It may be this. It may be that. If you look at it in totality now, with us being in week 12, the whole entire roster is trash. The whole entire roster is trash, right? Maybe. Let's go down the list. Wide receivers. Let's start from the best to the worst, in my opinion. I'm not going to do best to worst. I'm going to do most active to least active. And you guys know this least active isn't because they just aren't capable of playing. Let's be honest. Because I just put up a short the other day with TMJ taking several head tops to players along that sideline. You put TMJ on a 9 route, straight up the field route, and he is going to win that 50-50 ball. So, yeah, let's do it. So, number one, Adam Thielen. Very, very legit option that we have, right? Very legit. After that, it kind of drops down dramatically. So you go from Adam Thielen down to, who's that? My son? Yeah, my son. My son has a toothache, guys, so he may be coming over here crying a little bit. But so you got Adam Thielen, then you drop down and you have really, really close, which is DJ Chark and Jonathan Mingo. All right. And I mean, that drop off happens very, very drastically from Adam Thielen. Right. So going to the next wide receiver, we have TMJ, right? And am I missing one person? I think I am missing one person. Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo. Who else am I missing? TMJ. I got everybody. Because after that, we go to, and I'm talking about the ones that have been playing. After that, we go to the tight ends. Yeah. So just that setup right there, you see that we only, Marshall. Yeah, Terrence Marshall Jr., which hasn't played much at all. Right? Hold on, y'all. You okay, Gabe? Yeah. You good? No more toothache? No. Praise God. All right. I'm doing a podcast. It's right here up under the hat. Sorry, y'all. All right. So then we go to the tight ends. So tight ends going from best or most active to least active. And I'm going to have to put Hayden Hurst only because he's played. Well, and see, I took Chenault out because Chenault has not played in a while. So Chenault would, it really hasn't been a factor in any way, shape, or form. And I'm glad you brought up Chenault because leading up to my next point after we talk about why Bryce will be an elite quarterback, I have to go then to us talking about this Tennessee Titans game. So, but we'll get to that. Nah, you good? Nah, bro, you good, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. So we go to the tight ends, right? Tight ends, Hayden Hurst. You got Ian Thomas, Tommy Tremble, and you got my boy who has been doing his thing. What's his name? Golly, what is his name? Let me go to the Panthers app real quick. I just pulled it up too. Yeah, Sullivan. I can't even use Amir Smith-Marset because he hasn't had any type of playing time on there. It's Sullivan. Amir Smith-Marset hasn't had that much playing time. So because Sullivan just came about within the past 2 weeks, the Hayden Hurst is still at the top. Then it's Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, then Sullivan, right? But we see the production from Sullivan should be in that second position, if not even in that first position. But we have to use Hayden Hurst because he has the most playing time, right? So running backs. And see, and listen, when you break it down like this, you start to see now the construct of this offense. You start to see the missing holes in what we're trying to accomplish here in Carolina. And it causes you to take a step back now and really examine all aspects of this Carolina Panthers offensive threat. There isn't any. Let's finish with the running backs. Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Raheem Blackshear. Now let's segue real quick to talk about the running backs. You guys know for a fact that I've been talking about on this channel that we should have never put Miles Sanders out there week 1 after not having any type of preseason. He was hurt with a growing injury, and then we were told a week before Atlanta he will in fact play. I knew that was a recipe for disaster because when you have a growing injury, that ails you for at least about 6 weeks, right? And if you guys notice, he started to come into his own when? After New Orleans, going to Indianapolis, we start to see more of who Miles Sanders used to be. Guys, I mean, it just makes sense. This growing injury really held him back. I saw him last week against the Cowboys, man, and he was doing what Miles Sanders should have done. So let's just put that in our mental. So this is what Bryce Young has to deal with right now, currently. He has to deal with you have a Adam Thielen, who's your top tier number 1 wide receiver. Then the drop off to DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo, and then you have what after that? Nothing really solidified after that point. All right. You have a Hayden Hurst who's at the top of the depth chart, but Tommy Tremble and Sullivan are the ones actually making plays. Yet they're the one that got paid the less. maybe have less plays drawn up for them. I'm pretty sure, just like how Frank Wright alluded to, well, I had a play that only Adam Thielen can run. I'm pretty sure that he has plays only Hayden Hurst can run. So when you look at that, and then also the running back room, now we haven't even gone offensive line yet, and you guys already see the disparity in that. You guys already see it. When you look at any other team, you see a solidified wide receiver core, right? We don't have that. We have one person. We have one person who has already almost eclipsed what he has done in the past 2 years while at Minnesota. Adam Thielen had 720-something yards last year, like 710 yards, 6 touchdowns last year, 10 touchdowns the year before. He's already almost at that 700 mark. If not, he'll be there tomorrow, definitely. Maybe even passing what he's done the past 2 years. And we're only at week 12. We still got 8 more games. So just think about that. That's our only wide receiver. If you only had one pair of pants, how successful would you be in a 5-day work week? How long would that pair of pants last you? So this is the caveat to this podcast right here. Bryce Young will become an elite quarterback. I didn't put a period at the end. I didn't put nothing. I want to say soon. All right? He will become an elite quarterback soon. The Carolina Panthers realized, everybody else around the league realized that they did not give Bryce what he needed to be functional in the NFL week 1. They thought they did. Remember, Scott said every position that we've filled from last year to this year has gotten better except for one. He never identified what that one was, but we've seen a drastic decrease from last year's play to this year. And if I'm wrong, someone tell me. But I know what my eyes tell me. My eyes tell me that we don't have a run game that can take the threat away from my quarterback or the pressure away from my quarterback. That we don't have wide receivers that that can run decent routes or get open consistently. We don't have a play action game that works. All we have is line up in the shotgun. And let's just be honest. It was good to see Bryce in the center, and turning his back at least to the defense to create a little bit of confusion against the Dallas Cowboys. But we saw that was short lived. And let's be honest, it was a 10-17 game going into halftime, like against that team that just put up 40-something on the Washington Commanders, Redskins. So Bryce Young will become an elite quarterback soon. This is predicated on the front office giving Bryce what he needs, just like you would have done to a Patrick Mahomes, a Tom Brady, a Jalen Hurts, a Josh Allen, a Tua, and all these other elite quarterbacks that we deem as elite. The front office has given them the best players that they can have to make successful plays on the field. We don't have that. We don't have, and Poppy, if the pair of pants are G's, we'll be okay. Hey, yo. Hey, yeah. That's funny. You better wash them joints. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning to, guys. This process now, we know that we're not going to run away with the division. We know that. Atlanta and the Saints play tomorrow. So we have a divisional game tomorrow. I doubt they tie. I kind of believe that the Saints might win this. No, not the Saints. The Falcons may win this one, but don't know. I think the Falcons may win this one. But we're not running away with the division. We're not going to do that. So we look forward. We look to next year, 2024. We have 6 picks right now. We go heavy offense. 2 years ago, we went heavy defense. Evero is doing his thing right now when it comes down to the defense. As of the Houston game onward, we haven't had 42 points scored on us. But Bryce Young hasn't made the best decisions as well. But I can't blame him for that. Now, the stuff where you run out the pocket and you get a fumble instead of throwing it away, even though you're still trying to find someone down the field. I got to fault Bryce for that. So I'm trying to be as fair as possible with where I place my blame at. But I think the majority of the blame needs to go on the type of the grade type of this offensive line, and what this front office organization has done to dismantle, disintegrate, and ultimately obliterate what we had last year. Last year, I watched the replays from the highlights from that Lions game, man. I watched the highlights from the Buccaneers game, the first and the second one. The Buccaneers game where you had a Steve Wilkes as a head coach who lived and died by running that ball. And guess what? When we ran the ball, it created a pause for the linebackers because they didn't know if we was going to run the ball on the zone, right up the middle, if it was going to, be whatever. We had P.J. Walker who could have ran the play action. But that also opened up down the field throws, down the field plays. Plenty of those we saw. Plenty of those we saw last year. And it's only because we established the run. I've been watching football a long time, and I've never heard or never seen the pass open up the run. I've always seen the run open up the pass. Just think about this. Let's go back to the playoff game in 2015. We get the ball first. We didn't defer. I think Seattle won the toss. They deferred to the second half. First opening play, 11 personnel, I believe. 12 personnel, I think. 3 big old tight ends. Jonathan Stewart up the middle for 62 yards. $62 yards. And you got to think, with Cam Newton being who Cam Newton was in that time frame, we relied heavily on the run. Even at that point, think about think about this. Think about the wide receivers he had. Ted Ginn, Jericho Cotchery. I'll just stop right there. I'll just stop right there. I'll go one with Philly Brown. Who? Yeah, Philly Brown. I'm not gonna lie. I used to like watching Corey Brown, Philly Brown, man. When he would catch them passes, man, in the end zone. I mean, he get way up there, man. He jumped real high and just kind of glide back down with the ball, man. Just go back and watch some Philly Brown, Corey Brown highlights, man, in Carolina. You'll see what I'm saying. He high points them joints, man. He used to high point them joints. Yeah, come down with a possession catch every single time. But even at that point, I know you guys remember that big time catch that Jericho Cotchery had against the New Orleans Saints. How did we get down to the 20, the 15-yard line for us to even get in the position to pull that type of play? The run. Hey, Tim, I liked him too, man. I liked him too, man. Yeah, I liked him too, man. And that deep one he caught on the left side of the field, I don't watch some of these things so many times, man. I call it the time that the play started, the snap count and everything, man. I love those type of things, And when you look at the Carolina Panthers as it's been constructed over the years, we had a heavy run presence. Why Frank Reich doesn't want to say that he's going to consider or continue that run baffles me. It baffles me because here's the thing. We don't have a good offensive line. So if you and it makes so much sense. If you're blitzing me and you're heavy to the left, well, I'm going to call an audible if I'm playing Madden. If I'm playing Madden, I'm an audible. I'm gonna do a run to the right. You have man on man on that side, and even if you line up in the box with 8, if I bring a pulling guard that's going to eat up some of that space for me as a lead block, like we did against the Lions multiple times, lead blocking with Ian Thomas, lead blocking with an offensive lineman, pulling the left guard over to the right and running a freaking crazy run with him. That stuff still works. That stuff still works, man. Why try to go away from it? So that's that. That's that. So when we look at the construct of the Carolina Panthers right now, I believe that Frank Reich is now starting to realize that we have to move into this run-first situation to salvage the rest of this year in any way possible. I expect now we're going to get into the Tennessee Titans stuff because I already told you guys, the way that Bryce becomes elite, we have to go ahead and wait till the next 2 years. Once we are able to sweep this roster clean of what we have, once we're able to get rid of this roster, this offensive line, what we have right now, then we'll be able to, start to see what Bryce can do. He can't do it right now. He's getting sacked. He can't do it. He can't do it. The man got less than 2 seconds to look at 3 routes before this. Just think about that. See, when you say it, it starts to make sense instead of just saying, "Oh, Bryce Young is trash." He has 3 seconds to look at 3 routes, identify who is open, and then throw it to him. It's going to take him a second just to look in that direction. 2 seconds, he's starting to look to his second read. 3, there's a defender in his lap. Now, I know that's not the case for every single play. I understand that. But for the majority of the plays that we've seen, that's how fast it's been happening. All right? So, I mean, we got to shore that up. We have to give Bryce time in the pocket like I've seen Brock Purdy's offensive lineman yesterday. Golly. I mean, it was a wall. He just was standing right there, just looking. I mean, it was amazing. Hey, and big shout out to Steve Wilkes, man. Them boys are giving Steve Wilkes a hard time out there in San Fran with the 3 straight losses or 2 how many losses they had. Steve Wilkes came back, man, with 3 straight wins. Good defensive, strong wins, too. Shutting them boys down to only 6 points. Yo, and I know y'all saw the Eagles game yesterday. Was it? No, it wasn't the Eagles. It was the what game was that? Yesterday with that, it was the Jets in Miami. Yo, did y'all see that Hail Mary run back? The defender for the Jets kind of just let him just run by him. I said, "Oh yeah, this guy, this looked rigged to me." I mean, the guy was at arm's reach. Why would you not grab his arm or something? He just kind of let him run past him and slow down. But hey, I don't make the NFL scripts, but that looked extremely scripted to me, man. Think about what you say, Poppy. Think about it. If Ted Ginn didn't drop all those passes from Cam. Yeah, that's crazy. Rob Beers, what's up, man? They can't get CJ's performance this far out of their minds. They can't forgive Bryce for not coming into the league like a I mean, and I get it. And that's why I go back to this. It's not Bryce's fault. This organization hyped up this roster. They hyped up everything that they did this offseason. They got us all warm and fuzzy with the return of Frank Wright, the first quarterback, and all this other stuff, man. And it's been absolutely the opposite of what we've been fed, right? It's been totally opposite, man. So, I blame management. I blame the front office. I blame the social media team. I blame all of them. You guys see, we have no behind the scenes since week 1 loss, right? We done seen all this stuff preseason, all this behind the scenes stuff preseason and in-depth looks and everything. We ain't seen nothing. They ain't even did nothing when we won against Houston. Yeah, man. And I get it. We're in the era of social media. Everything is hyped up. Everything is optical. Everything is see, touch, feel, taste, pause. Everything's like that. But you got to produce in the NFL. You got to produce. You got to show me why you guys went all in on Bryce. Why you guys went all in on Mingo. Why you guys went all in on DJ Johnson. Why you guys went all in on just Chandler Zavala. Why? You got Zavala to run the ball. We haven't ran the ball. See, when you start putting it in perspective like that, man, you start to see the other side of this thing. I like Bryce. I wanted CJ Stroud, yeah, but I like Bryce. I think he has pretty good upside to him, man. But gosh, he needs better help. And I will say this to be fair, because I try to be as fair as possible. Bryce needs to make better decisions too. When he has time, he needs to deliver an accurate ball. But I understand if you've been pressured so many times, you have all this stuff coming at you, shoot. You try to get that ball out quick. So I get it. I truly get it. All right. Let's go to Tennessee game, right? Tennessee game, 1:00 game tomorrow. Tennessee Titans, Carolina Panthers, Nissan Stadium. I've been there before. I took actually a group of Cowboys fans, surprisingly, on a bus out there, man. I took a group of Panthers fans out there. Cowboys fans. And it was interesting. The bus broke down on the way back. They was mad. I think they won, though. I think they won that game. They was mad. It was hot. Everything. It was horrible. I was ready to get back to Charlotte so quick. But a rainy day tomorrow. Rainy day. Checked it out. Temperatures out there. It's going to be like in the 40s and 50s, low 50s, upper 40s at game time. Rain. Let me see if it updated or whatever. Let's see. So tomorrow, yeah, still around game time tomorrow. We're looking at about 53, 52 possible rain showers, gusty winds, 11 miles an hour. And if you know anything about that stadium, that stadium is a wide open. It's an open stadium. Like it's not just like how the Panther Stadium is like just open up. It's open like side to side, so that you can like fly a drone straight through like the stands. Like there's nothing in the middle of one part of the stadium, or both parts of the stadium equal size. So that wind can actually get down to the field, and kind of disrupt kicks, passes. So what do I think Frank's going to do tomorrow? I hope. Well, no. Let's start with defense. I hope with them seeing these conditions that they apply a lot of pressure on Will Levis. Will Levis to D-Hop is a thing. I didn't know it was going to be a thing, but it's a thing. All right? It wasn't a thing last week against Jacksonville, but it's a thing now. So the best way to stop that thing is to get at that thing. And I mean by getting after Will Levis. We have to pressure this guy, man. It's going to be a wet, rainy game. He hasn't had one of those his whole NFL career yet. Bryce hasn't had one either. All right? Bryce hasn't had one. But I think that our defense is a lot better than the Tennessee Titans defense, in my opinion. So I think that, they come with the heat on defense. Offense, we run the ball. Offense, we run the ball. We don't let up off it. We run the ball. I'm cool with us dinking and dunking this week if we can run the ball. We saw the run work on first and second down last week. Third down is when we had our issues. We got to run the ball. Hey, we got to run the ball tomorrow. I don't care if Bryce throw for 92 yards. If he gets us into the 5 and throw a 4-yard touchdown, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. We got to run the ball. So, do I think that Bryce is going to have a 3-touchdown day? Probably not. I would love to see it. I would really love to see it. But I think that this game right here, we need to stay on the ground. I think we need to have all 3 running backs oiled up and ready to go. I think Miles Sanders has his first 100-yard game tomorrow. I think Miles Sanders breaks 100 tomorrow. I think we get Chuba Hubbard up there. Raheem Blackshear may come out with 50 to 75, and you use him on the punt returns as well. We got to use what's been working. We can't get too fancy tomorrow. We can't sit here and try to, do all this other stuff that we've been trying to do. Now we got to stay focused, man. What you say, Poppy? We are winning tomorrow. Bryce throwing 303 touchdowns. Watch. Hey, I hope so, man. What's my score prediction? I'm gonna be honest with you. My score prediction is I told Unc this yesterday. I'm going with a 17-16 win, Carolina. Yeah, 17-16. That's what I'm going with tomorrow. Rob Biz, what you say, man? I mean, Riz B, if we can somehow score more than 20 points, we'll win tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. I want to see this too. I want to see them put Bryce on the center more. That allows us to run this play action, 2 tight end situation. With a flat route with the running back, you got a crosser coming across the middle. I think that holds the linebackers a little bit more than just a one back or no back system. You know what I mean? So pre-snap motion with one running back. I mean, we got to try whatever. We got to try some stuff, whatever. Whatever's going to work tomorrow or has been working, we got to try that. And I think that once they start going to the strength of Bryce currently in this offensive line, then we're going to start to see progress. G360, what you mean in the XFL? What you talking about? I ain't never seen before. G360, what's good? What's popping? What's popping? Bryce is undefeated in the rain. Hey, Poppy be coming up with some stats, man. Hey, we'll see, man. But going back to the title of this, I do believe that Bryce is going to be an elite quarterback, man. It's just not going to happen this year. It's not going to be shown this year. All right? Yo, links in the chat. Pull up on me if you want to talk. That's all I got to say. We got 2 years. 2024, 2025. 2025, I'm expecting us to have records like a 7-6. Winning, I'm 7-6. Winning 11 games, 11-6, 11-7, whatever it is. I'm expecting us to win more than 10 games come 2025. You got 3 years. I'm expecting this team to be a playoff contending team come 2025. I'm expecting us to turn the corner and be above 500 next season. We may not make it to the playoffs, or I'll say this, we might make it to the playoffs, might be a wild card team next year. Might. Can we win the division? Possibly. The NFC South right now is so weak. We're 12 games in, and to be honest with you, we're only about 4 games out from number one. 4 or 5 games out. Might be 6 by tomorrow. So we have a lot of upside to look forward to. We're not getting rid of Bryce Young. This is not going to be a Matt Corral type situation where we, trade Matt Corral or, trade Bryce to somebody or whatever. That's not going to happen. So you can only hope that these people who are hired to make these decisions make the right decisions for Bryce going forward. Poppy, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Pete?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there.
You said what?
I said, hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. How's your Saturday going?
Oh, it's going good. It's going real good because I'm ready for tomorrow.
Hey, man. So what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
If we win, I would say 24-10.
Think the defense gonna be real stingy tomorrow?
Well, if Bryce can score 1 touchdown, or if we get a rushing touchdown, that's 1. Maybe we can get 2. If not, maybe special teams. Something happens. Defense maybe score. I'm not gonna go outrageous saying we're gonna score 42 points this week.
Right.
Yeah. But if we lose tomorrow, it's gonna be 7-45. Because either we can't stop Derrick Henry or Will Levis is gonna throw it all over the place.
Hey, man, and that's what, to be honest with you, we've been pretty okay with the run to a certain extent. And I think that certain extent comes with the morale of the team. Like, we was down 17-10 and going into halftime. We come out and I think did we get the ball first? I can't remember if we got the ball first or not. But I think Dallas went down and scored immediately. If I'm not mistaken. I think we had a 3-out. Dallas went down and scored immediately. And then after that, it was
that's when we had the long drive in the third quarter.
So the long drive happened in the third quarter. Okay, so we was down 3-17 at half?
Yeah, it was 3-17 at half because when we threw the pick 6, and then it just went bad from there.
It went bad from there. So all that was in the third. Okay, all that was in the third quarter. Okay.
Oh, yeah, threw the pick. I think he threw the pick 6 either late in the third or early in the fourth. It was somewhere in there because it got bad.
It got bad. It got bad real quick, real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And see, and that's what I'm hoping doesn't happen. That's why I'm saying it's a rainy game tomorrow. It's in the 50s, windy. Nissan Stadium is very open. You can get bad wind inside there, mix it down to the field. So you want to try to keep the ball to the ground as much as possible.
Well, we got since we have injuries on the line and stuff, Tennessee's their field is grass. So it's we're gonna have to pick and choose. Like last week, we were pulling guards and centers and all that. We're gonna have to be very selective when we do it because we're thin at the offensive line this week. So we're gonna be doing probably a lot of hat on hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that shoot. And I hate that. I hate that the production after our starters dwindles down so much that to the fact that we have to, change up what we're doing. Heat, what's going on, Heat?
What up, man? Hey, it's Chris from the other day, man.
What's up, Chris? What's going on, man? Hey, let me put our avatars up, man.
What's up, Heat?
What up, Poppy?
I thought you was asleep.
Nah, man, I'm up now. I gotta work at 11, but
yeah. What were you saying, Pete?
Nah, I was just saying, it's going to be vital for us to really keep that ball on the ground because I don't see how. I try to be realistic as possible. Bryce is good when he doesn't have 1,000 people in his face, right?
No.
And well, for the most part, yes.
Okay, yeah.
For the most part, yeah. the issue is the pressure. The
Yes.
issue has been Bryce. Like I said, if you got 3 seconds to read 3 different routes, I mean, I can just ask anybody in the chat. I want you to focus on something real quick to your left, real quick to your right, real quick to your to the middle, and tell me which one's the viable option right there in 3 seconds. Maybe you can't do that.
Well, you have to be realistic about it, P. He's looking at
So-
back of a helmet. Oh, passing lane. Let me throw it.
That's true. That's true.
So
With pressure coming in his face.
yeah, and then in the passing lane, he got pressure coming sometimes in that. So you got.
Yeah.
I think I think we're going to win, but we're going to have to run, and then we're going to have to be very careful. And what did you say your score prediction was again?
My score prediction is 17-16. I think Carolina wins by a point.
All right, so if we lose, what's your prediction?
If we lose, I think we're going to score. I think we score early because we're going to hit them with something different that they haven't seen. But if our offense can't reciprocate with them putting out on offense, I'm sorry. If our offense can't reciprocate what the defense is doing, the defense will get worn down, and it's going to become lopsided really, really quickly, like how it's been in the past 3 games. Well, starting with Indianapolis, how that game just got real lopsided, and then Chicago really wasn't lopsided, but we just couldn't perform on offense, even though we was right there.
So how bad do you think it's going to get? I want numbers.
You see, I'm trying not to give you the numbers, right? It's gonna be bad, Poppy. It's gonna be bad. Okay.
Okay. If you don't want to say it, Heat, what's your score prediction if we win
like
tomorrow?
1,000.
If we win, like 24-21.
Yeah.
Pinero with a last-minute field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, if we lose,
it's going to be like 35-17.
ooh. Defense 4 points.
Yeah,
Defense what?
I said the defense scored all the points.
Oh snap!
The Mud Dogs going to win 30-27.
Hey, real quick, man. PBK said the pressure's going to be in his face instantly. Panthers interior line versus Simmons Tart Archery is going to be LOL bad. Nissan Stadium is turf.
Oh, it's turf.
Yeah,
hey, it's not going to be bad. Did you not see who we had to go against last week? We did pretty well. He didn't kill Bryce. You ain't got him on your team.
Well, that's because Micah Parsons loves Bryce. Like, they're cool. So they wasn't trying to kill that little dude. That's why.
Hey, listen. I'm just saying, he's still good. He may have not hit him as hard as he wanted to, but what I'm saying is he's still good. He got back there.
Oh yeah.
So
quick.
Who they got? Who does the Titans got that can match up to Parsons?
I don't know.
What, they gonna line Derrick Henry out there? That's the only person on that team I know.
Yeah. Line them up as right in the middle, right in front of doggone Brady Christian. Bozeman. Line them up right there. Yeah,
so I got a
Bozeman's
question.
been on his back the past 3 weeks, man. I'm tired of that dude right now.
I got a question for you, P.
What's up, man?
So did you see about 3 days ago, Frank Reich said that he has a plan to replace Corbett, but he didn't reveal what the plan is. I don't know if you covered that yet in the podcast.
I haven't. It irritated me so much to have to wait till tomorrow to find out who's going to take Corbett's spot. like
it's going to be Cade May. Who you think? Or what, Jenkins?
No,
or
it's going to be David Tepper. That's what's going to be. Yeah. David Tepper in a Super uniform. That's what's going to be.
Hey, David Tepper going to strap on that leather helmet and be like, let's go.
The pigskin.
Hey, if he dies of a heart attack on the field, it might actually do the team some good.
Oh, my gosh. I'm not going to co-sign that.
Yeah, I'm not co-signing that either. I'm just going to skate over that. Nope.
Yeah, man. But, I don't like the way that – I don't know if Frank Wright's trying to be too smart for his own good. But, this is the same type of rhetoric that we heard during the offseason, preseason, and minicamp and stuff. I don't want to reveal everything that we're going to do. We're going to keep everything vanilla. And, we saw what that was. It was complete trash.
Yeah, and then you see that nobody got fired. Nobody's going anywhere. We're locked in. Like we're going. This is it. This is that staff they assembled is for Bryce. Nobody's going nowhere. The
Yeah,
only
but
people
okay,
that's going to leave is wide receiver coaches, running back coaches. All them people that's there is there to help Bryce.
but Poppy, do you think that they're not getting fired because David Tepper knows that he messed up? That he knows that that the coaching staff wanted CJ Stroud?
No, they probably told Tepper like, "Hey, like you want him to play? Like we're trying to tell you, you have all this experience. He's not going to do good. If we
Right.
put him out there, we got to stay. He has to stay out there. So look at his performance. They're telling Bryce to say the same thing because they all knew this was going to happen. That's why nobody got fired yet.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the reason why nobody's getting fired is because I'm pretty sure David Tepper don't want no bad backlash from previous coaches. You know, so far, Ron Rivera hasn't really said anything. You know, Matt Rule had an issue with money not being paid to him. That was a little small thing that kind of got thrown up under the rug. Steve Wilkes said what he said through his, attorney or whatever, but then he came out with a whole thing saying he appreciated the Carolina Panthers. With them knowing that they wanted CJ Stroud, it would be crazy if he wanted Bryce Young for him to go ahead and start firing people even though he made a decision. I think that's really one of the reasons why, man, he hasn't fired anybody. Because he know this wasn't none of their pick. This was his pick.
Well, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
You don't think Tepper may have said, "Hey, Frank, I have a guy I want as a quarterback. If you accept this job, are you willing to work with Bryce or CJ?" Soon as Frank probably said, "Yeah," he was like, "Okay." And then once he signed the contract, he was like, "I want Bryce," because Frank probably thought he was going to pick CJ.
Yeah.
So everybody had to co-sign because that was the choice, Bryce or CJ. So everybody that got hired on offense had to co-sign that they were going to be fine with either Bryce or CJ.
Right.
And once they said, yeah, Tepper was like, "I'm going to pick the guy. Like you're fine with either one of these guys."
Mm-hmm.
So he picked the guy he wanted. Bryce killed it at that dinner. And then their marketing team, like, think about it, man. Think about how much content the Panthers actually gave you.
Bro,
right?
That's what I said. It was
All
like
this is by design,
content.
man.
Yeah.
All this is by design. Like, they knew we was gonna suck. So what'd you do? Hey, get ahead of it. Don't show Bryce in the preseason. Like, dude, I'm telling you, they already know. Watch, they're gonna get an offensive lineman in the second round. Either that or they're gonna gift Evero a stud somewhere, probably at corner.
Well, I don't know if they knew off bat that it was going to suck this bad or suck, period. I really do think that they came in with genuine thoughts thinking that Bryce was going to turn everything around. But only thing they did was added Bryce. And they removed every other thing that we needed to make Bryce work, which was schematically, the scheme. You got rid of, what's up, Bravion Roy, because you said he didn't fit the scheme. You got rid of some other people. They didn't fit the scheme, but the scheme ain't working.
It's not working because they don't have all the pieces yet.
I mean, you let some pieces go to say that they didn't fit the scheme, but the scheme ain't working for us. I think everything still points right back to front office, front management.
I think they've been upfront and honest with everybody. To be honest,
You think so?
Like, really thinking about it, it's like we're thinking the worst. Like, oh man, Tepper, he did this and did that. What if he was brutally honest with everybody, and they was like, all right, cool, yeah, I can see that, we can do this, and he's like, all right, here's a 2-year plan. I understand that we're not going to win games, but I want you to be competitive. Think about this losing streak we've been on, and then look at how competitive we actually was until the 2 turnovers in last game versus the Cowboys.
Okay.
Tepper is okay with us being competitive because he knows in the long run we're trying to build something.
All right. Okay.
I'm telling you, man.
It's a new and improved Poppy.
I'm telling you, man. Dude, I love this team, dude. I like what they're doing now. I love it.
The new and improved Poppy. I don't know, man. I'm frustrated with how things are going, with the offensive line. I think that's the majority of our issues, first and foremost, when it comes down to the play calling and the scheme of how we're doing things. So how do we fix that? The only possible way I see fixing that is to go to a bigger personnel grouping. Run the ball.
We're battling injuries. We can't go too much into personnel. We're one
Well-
tight end away from not being able to have a fullback.
Oh well. I mean, oh well. Ain't nothing else working. If you want to try to salvage anything this year, you got to run that way.
So, can I ask you a question?
What up?
I gotta ask you a question. I gotta ask with Heat a question.
Okay.
All right, and it's the same question. Do y'all believe in Frank at all?
I'll let he answer that question first.
Whoo, boy.
Because I believe in him. In Frank, we trust. Let's go.
So I think Frank has the right idea, but his execution is terrible. Like, I don't know if he's stuck in the 90s play calling style, but what I saw with Thomas calling versus Frank is Thomas is trying to stretch the field, so we're not one dimensional. Everything is short yardage, whether we run the ball or pass, it's short yardage. With Frank, it was opposed to Thomas, where we're stretching the field out. I mean, we gotta do something good, running the ball or passing to open up the other. And with Frank's play calling, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with you on that. I'll say this: I believe in Frank to a certain extent. I believe in Frank till he started lying.
What did he lie about?
Man, come on.
No, think about it. What did he really lie about?
Lied about a lot. First of all, he lied. He said that his
He
play
told
call,
you the truth. He told you the truth. He wanted to play Andy and bench Bryce. Then what happened? He got override.
Well, we
Right.
don't. Do we know that for? Well, I take that back. Let me take that back. You're right, because Andy was going to be starting number one. You're right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Frank been honest. Frank has been honest, and Tepper has been honest. I'm telling you, like it's this process. If you go and look back and look at everything they said, they told us this was going to happen. That's why they did that big media push at the beginning to get people to buy Bryce jerseys, to buy merchandise. Think about how much Panther merch you might have bought this year just based off us getting the number one pick.
I bought a Jeremy Chin jersey. That's it.
See there, and he might not even be on the team no more.
I was mad when he got injured, but yeah, I bought a Jeremy Chin jersey this year. I ain't buying no more until next year.
I just got a feeling like this is going to work out, and we're gonna see some good things in the next couple of years. We got to ride this season out, but
yeah. And I'll say this about Frank. I still do think Frank be lying a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. He just look like a liar to me, especially in the press conferences. He be trying to skate past a lot of these questions, man, and just try to save his face, man. But his play calling, the best time I've seen him play call was against Miami, and that was only for two series.
no,
yes.
No, Thomas Brown set up that script.
Thomas Brown set up the Miami script.
Yeah. Why you think it was so? Why you think it was so easy for Frank, and how emotional he was when he gave Thomas the ball?
Well,
when Thomas won the game.
And listen, I know that the play calling looked different, but guess what? All reports say that at that time, Frank Wright was calling plays. Now, he probably did put together the whole script, and I wouldn't doubt that he didn't do that, because we saw pre-snap motions. We saw linebackers thinking that they was going to go up and blitz and didn't, and it makes sense. Him installing the first two drives, and then Frank saying, "I want to take over from there." I can believe that. Frank has an issue with letting go, and he's told us that. He said to himself that he got in this position because of his play calling. And I think he's riding off of the Eagles, Super Bowl win and a couple other things. But I don't like the fact that Frank Wright calls plays that are, first century plays, in my opinion, that don't cater to the now situation of the Carolina Panthers.
It does cater to the now.
It can't pop. We're not winning.
Every play is not a home run play, man. Like they said at the beginning that they want time of possession. They want to control the pace of the game. They said all of this. We're seeing it. They told us when Bryce threw the shot down the field, everybody got excited, right? That opened up a little bit. They told us all of this. We're seeing the product of what they said was going to work. And when it works, they move down the field. But when it's not working, it looks bad because it's not exciting. If Bryce completed a pass or we got 4 yards of play if they're running the ball every time, this offense will look exciting because you'd be like, man, we're constantly moving the ball.
Okay, but time of possession doesn't necessarily mean to or lead to winning games, which we've seen multiple times. We've been neck and neck, and in some cases, we've been over the other team in time of possession, and it's not helping us.
Well, because we're losing the game. If all of this time of possession turns into us scoring, right? If it turns into us scoring, and then let's say we won time of possession the first half, we're up 21-7. The second half, you know what we're going to do. We're going to build on that. Guess what the other offense have to do? They're going to have to be aggressive and take shots down the field. Who is that going to activate? Brian Burns. All of this is set up to activate all the players on our team.
Yeah,
it's just not working.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's the now situation. Like if you're saying that this was an install from the beginning for us to start making plays or have this type of scheme going. Well, what happens to when this doesn't work by week 11, by week 13? Are you still going to continue to keep doing that same thing, or are you going to be forward thinking, agile, and start making some things work with your current status of how you play your players are or who you have playing right now? Like, you have to be able to pivot. If you can't pivot, you're going to be kicked out of the NFL. And we've seen him get kicked out of Indianapolis because he could not pivot. And then nobody took his job. Jeff Saturday took his job. He couldn't pivot. I just want to see pivot happen. It's not working first half. Why we come back second half and doing the same thing?
You want to know you want to see pivot? Pivot is going to happen when these boring plays that we're calling and Bryce has hit them consistently. The defense doesn't have anything to bite on. So, like, if we would have installed the running game at the beginning, all of this stuff would have worked better. That's why the offense looked more fluid when we were 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 6. You know what I'm saying? Once we get behind the chains, this offense, that first play is so critical.
Yeah,
like
but here's the thing though, Poppy. Installing the run, that goes back to what I said earlier. Why would you put Miles Sanders out there when he was still clearly injured?
That's Deuce's guy. Deuce wanted him out there. First game of the season. You know everybody's ready to play.
But regardless of that, that's what I'm saying. You have to pivot.
Nobody's pivoting. They told everybody they believe in the coach. They said, I believe in my coaching staff. I believe in the players. We let the players coach themselves while we coach them, and we let the coach make adjustments based on how we coach them as well. They said all of this. Deuce, I bet you game one that Deuce probably told Frank, hey, he pulled his groin. We're not going to let him play in the preseason. Week 1, he should be ready. He looked good at the beginning. But as the game went on and his groin continued hurting, he didn't look good.
But Poppy, week 1 is always an outlier game. Look at the Chiefs losing to who was the Lions?
What's the Chiefs doing now?
I mean, hold on. Who's this? Oh, that's Heat right now. Okay. Cool. All right. So you got the passing chart. Well, before you go to that, when you look at, and trust me, I got you. But week 1 is always a wonky type of, week. You don't know what the other person's doing first and foremost. You don't really get a good beat on how the other team is until the second half. And you saw what happened in the second half. They turned up on the run game. We couldn't get. I don't even know how many yards we got rushing in the second half. But the second half of week 1 is normally when you start to get an idea of how things are really laid out with these teams. The first quarter of the first week of week 1, you don't know. You're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping it sticks. From the stuff that you've seen, the limited amount of film that you've gotten from preseason, and at this point, all we saw from Atlanta was a quarter, if that, of Desmond Ridder playing against Joe Burrow. The Cincinnati Bengals defense. You only had 2 series, if that, 2 or 3 series, if that, of watching this offense and this defense play. So week 1, Miles Sanders having a good whatever, that's whatever. Like week 2, week 3, week 4, like it's supposed to be progression. They regressed in the run. He didn't start progressing in the run until Indianapolis. We saw a little bit of it come into the Bears game. Well, he didn't really play too much of the Bears, but last week against against Dallas. So we're seeing that he's getting healthy now. He's starting to make strides, but you knew that man was injured. Why not pivot to 2 running backs that were on point last year? Chuba Hubbard and Raheem. That's what I'm saying. We're stuck in this old way of thinking, the old way of doing stuff because we want to please people. Bump that. If they can't play, if they're not 100%, man, they don't play. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Heat. I'm sorry, man.
Nah, you good, man. So I wish this would break down by quarter because I'm pretty sure most of these passes were in the first half.
Which week is this?
This is week 11. This is against Dallas.
Okay, cool.
So, like, I want to compare him to like Levis, Stroud, and just to see.
What does that got to do with us?
It's the play call, man.
No, it's not, man.
We are not stretching the field out. We
don't have nobody that can stretch the field.
I mean, that's a good point, but we're not going to win. Like my point is, everything's in 5 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking corners on the other team are basically playing like linebackers. Their first 3 steps aren't back; it's standing still.
It's standing still. That's true.
Because they know. I mean, they're on a 7-yard drop, and they're just standing there because they know the ball's coming somewhere in here. It ain't deep. I mean, they basically got 3 linebackers, 4 more in the secondary. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And I bet you that they're playing a cover 2 while doing this.
So
funny. And the middle of the field is always open in a cover 2 the majority of the time, man. That's so hilarious. I'm sorry.
I haven't clicked. Okay. So I mean, it's more of the same. You look at the entire chart.
It's progression, man. Dude, look at that, dude. He's all over the place. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, which game? Yeah. Which game is that? We had 0 touchdowns. Which game is that?
Week 4. I don't remember who.
So that's when he first came at. So that's against Minnesota, I think, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it's Minnesota. Okay,
that looks successful to me.
Week 4 was Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
1,000 screens. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. That's good. But okay. So let's go week 5.
Look, dots everywhere.
Okay.
Who did we play week 5?
Week 5, we played Detroit.
Yeah, we played Detroit.
Yeah, we played Detroit.
So, I mean, but still, most of it's it's a little bit stretched out to 10. But I mean, you look.
Yeah.
Every time Bryce gets picked, it's always a lazy throw. It's like when he thinks the guy's actually like super wide open, he throws it lazy.
Now, see, week 6 against Miami.
Okay.
We had a lot. Was it 38 passes? We scored more. Did we? Yeah, we scored 21 points.
Yes. Well, I'll say 14 in real time, and 20, and that last touchdown was in garbage time.
Yeah. And then we go to week 8, which is the win.
That's a pretty good passing chart. Now Houston. Okay, so after the bye. Okay, so we're barely in the middle of the field. Everything is still up under 10 yards.
Yeah.
No yak really. I'm pretty sure that, even though this chart don't show the yak afterwards, but I'm pretty sure there's no yak afterwards. You got 1 in the middle at what's that, 20 yards, and 2 past 20, 1 right up under 30. Okay.
What more do y'all want? Like, this looks good. Like, what's the problem?
This looks better, but I'm seeing a pattern. I mean, and who's calling these plays? It was Thomas, right?
He's more comfortable. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, Thomas is officially the play caller starting at Houston.
Yeah, and then you got Indy. We sort of revert back. Interceptions all over the place, but everything's inside this 5 to 10 yard mark. Like I feel like we're one dimensional.
No, that's what they thought they were going to be able to attack Indy with them screens and all that stuff.
Okay,
then we got week 10 against Chicago.
That deep pass.
That one deep pass to Mike Strong, but you know why we got that one deep pass to Mike Strong?
Because Bryce slung it out there.
No. Here it is. Set it up. Pre-snap motion. You got Mingo coming across the field from the right to the left. That create a high-low situation. So the interior or the linebacker or the corner that was sitting there
Had to choose.
Basically, yeah, they had to choose, and
Yeah.
he basically chose the right one just a step too late. That allowed Mike Strong to go ahead and get behind him. But you bring the pre-snap motion to create that type of, breakdown or whatever. They got to make a decision. If you're lining Bryce up in the shotgun, I mean, ain't too much. It's vanilla. Ain't too much.
See, look, that's a good game right there for Bryce.
That ain't
all over the
Bryce.
place.
This ain't Bryce. This is C.J. Stroud. So I just want to put the difference in play calling. Now, granted, he threw 44 passes, but look at how many passes are past 5 yards.
Yeah,
and that's week one. That's week one.
This is
week one.
Who they play week one?
Shit, I'd have to look.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I can look. I got 3 monitors. Trust me, it'll only take me a second.
Yeah.
Week one, they played Baltimore. This is against Baltimore. Granted, they only scored 9 points, but
hey, it's first game of the season, like Prime said. It's a wash.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
Yeah. Here's week 2.
Hey, thank you guys for joining PPP today. We go here. Hey, man, look at that.
Look at what that. Bryce can do all that,
but he ain't do it, Poppy.
It's not part of the system, man.
That's why
that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is going to be. Go ahead.
Here's week 3 against Jacksonville. They won.
God dang, what is that? 50, 40 something.
See, this one sort of looks like he had 280 in this game. This one sort of looks like Bryce.
Right.
No, it don't, man. This looks like some garbage, CJ, bro.
We go to week 4.
Right. Week 4, they won this game, didn't they?
Yes, they beat Pittsburgh.
That's right.
But look, more than half his passes are greater than 10 yards.
Yeah.
Same with week 5. This is week 5. Week 5 was a loss to Atlanta, but
and that loss came late in the game.
Yep. They lost by 2.
Yeah. God dang, who's that? That's good. That's against us? Against us?
That's against New Orleans. We're week 8. So this one he threw 13 completions. He had a rookie game. Yeah, but still, if you look, there's more passes 5 or more yards as opposed to less than 5 yards. Then we go to our week where we won, where we beat them. And he was still
that's good.
I mean, yeah, this looks like our defense did the job.
Yeah.
But so to counter that, are we really playing great defenses every week that would contain us to have to throw 5-yard passes?
Yeah. Detroit ain't no joke. Miami's good.
Then you go to week 9
God,
against Tampa Bay, which was a win.
Look at all them
where he had 470 passing yards, 5 touchdowns.
So basically, so to get this right, y'all really do feel like we should have drafted CJ.
Poppy, I ain't take my videos down. I wanted CJ Stroud, but
hey, listen,
because we can't get him right now, I gotta rock with Bryson. I gotta root for him. But I wanted CJ Stroud. God,
there you go. Week 10 against Cincinnati.
Yeah, against Burrow.
Man, they got a lot of injuries too.
I can actually count these: 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 passes less than 5 yards. Everything else 5 yards or more at the 5-yard line. Like, let's see, in that game, Singletary had 150 rushing yards. So the deep ball opened the running game. Like, we don't have to be good at both. We just need to be decent at one.
But I've been saying that all year that we needed to be running the ball for Bryce. But everybody said I was delusional. And he's not good.
Same week 11 against Arizona.
Whatever.
Singletary, 112 rushing yards is a high rush. I mean, that's not total rushing yards. That's just their leading rusher. So I imagine their total rushing yards is probably 200. But
that deep one right there to Nico, man, he caught that jump backwards.
Yeah,
that was wild, y'all. That was a great catch.
So like my whole point is we've got to We've got to do something to open up the other facet of the game. Like,
So can I ask y'all this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go, Heat, pull up that chart where he threw them 5 touchdowns, please.
Hey, I'll be right back, fellas. Let me check on my son.
there you go.
So, Heat, do you feel like Bryce is capable of doing that
Yeah, I do.
with our team?
Yeah, if there's always an if, we can open up the passing game, because it's already been established we cannot use the pass to open up the run.
Mm-hmm.
But play calling is not helping that when our passes are basically like runs.
Yeah, it's the extension of. It's almost like when the Patriots were doing it, where they kept throwing all the most short 5-yard passes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's typical West Coast style. It's, I mean, you were a great defensive player, Poppy. You're watching film, and you know that this team is everything's 5 yards. Like, you're playing aggressive, right?
oh yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, even the corners are going to play aggressive because we know we're not getting beat deep because they're not throwing it deep.
and you don't even have to press. You can just
No.
stand there.
No.
Oh man.
And that's my whole point. Is we need to adjust the play call. Screw the system.
Facts.
You need to tailor your play calling based on what we have available.
Exactly. The now situation. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
So
we have one receiver who has like 75% of our catches.
Yeah.
it's Thielen season, baby. Let's go.
And I hope we re-sign him. I hope he's good like this for another 2 years.
Man,
He's gonna retire a Panther, man.
I hope so, man. I hope he's not pissed off by how this season went, man, and want to go somewhere else.
He
I hope
knew
not.
what it was. He's patting his stats. He's trying to get in the Hall of Fame.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
But hey, fellas, I'm at the cut it right here, man. I gotta fix little man something to eat. So
All right.
yeah, we're gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna do a live game reaction for the game tomorrow. Hopefully it's exciting.
All right. All right. Have a good one, man.
All right, have a good one, man. All right, Heat,
All right,
man. Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Hey, this is your host, Demetrius, with the PPP Panthers Prime Podcast, man. If you guys haven't, go right now and hit that subscribe button, man. It really helps me out. We are over 1,000 subs right now, and I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody, man, that has been rocking with Panthers Prime Podcast since January 26th when I started the channel. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, we're doing good things over here. Look out. I'm actually getting a website together right now so that I can get the trip uploaded. Remember, I said I'm going to be hosting the NFC South tour. That's what I'm going to call it. As of right now, that's what I'm going to call it. So we're going to be going to Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Atlanta game. Their away games, our away games there, we're going to paint the city blue. All right. Hotel accommodation. That's going to come with round trip motor coach transportation. Meals are included. So look out for that. I'm going to have it on the website. It's going to be either Panthers Prime 1 or Panthers Prime Podcast.com, whichever one. I'm trying to figure all that stuff out right now. But once we get it going, you guys will get an alert. You guys will know what it is. Hey, this is your host, Demetrius, with the PPP Panthers Prime Podcast. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. You know what time it is. Let's go.